here is assertive. Becoming assertive without becoming aggressive or violent. It is being clear about, I have every intention for this need to be fulfilled, but I have no intention of hurting you or of doing injustice to you. I want you to be happy, but I want also myself to be happy. And I want us to sit down and discuss how this is going to work. Okay? This may take time. It's not going to be without problems. It's not going to be without hurt feelings, but it's a much better solution than these other roles. Now, let's look at the small box on the left down below. What practical problems might be created for us by the other's behavior? We said that when we express ourselves in an I message, we have to tell what we need, how we feel when that need is not fulfilled, and also what practical problems are created when that need is not fulfilled. Now let's look what that says here. In addition to the emotions which we experience when our needs are not considered by others, there are also practical problems which are created. It would be beneficial to explain these practical problems to the other so that he can understand why it is so important for us for this need to be respected. The other can then see that the negative effects on us are both emotional and practical. Some possibilities might be perhaps it costs us time. That's one practical. I lose time when I wait for you. I lose time when we don't communicate about things. Energy, I have to clean up after you. I have to sit and think about this. Money, I have to, this for some reason causes us to pay some money. When he or she is not on time, does not do what we agreed to do, works too slowly, does not communicate with us on some matter, does not clean up after self, does not do as much work as he or she has agreed to do, spends too much money for unimportant for us reasons, or B, or we cannot rest or concentrate or get our work done because he or she is playing music too loud, talking too loud, coming home late without informing us, or ignoring our needs. So all of these are practical effects, side effects on us, which could be from this person's behavior. Let's look at the box at the right. How aloofs or intimidators might get what they want. An intimidator might create various threats, such as by threatening to cut our source of money, freedom, love, affection, sex, or physical objects. Okay, you're not going to get this until I get what I want. 2, by threatening to tell others something which we would not like them to know. And so we comply so that the others don't learn. By threatening to hurt us physically or emotionally. By creating fear by raising his voice or making aggressive physical movements. By breaking things which are important to us. By shouting so loud that others in the building can hear us and thus we stop. By threatening to leave or hurt us or hurt someone else or hurt even himself if that would be a problem for us. Here is similar to the victim. That is, often children have no other power source rather than hurting themselves in order to get back at the parents. So since they know that the parents are totally addicted to the child's health or happiness or success, they often undermine their success. For example, I've seen children who have one class to do to finish college and get their degree, but they won't do it, so they don't give this satisfaction to the parents, you see. Or they may even take drugs to get back at the parents. Okay? So self-destructiveness can often be a threatening mechanism for those who feel responsible for the person who is self-destructing. So here, it's on the one hand, it's an intimidator, but also he's a victim intimidator. He's playing the role of the victim, but he's intimidating by harming himself. And 8, by insinuating that there will be some serious consequences if we do not comply with his needs without letting us know what they will be. You'll be sorry, but we don't know what exactly he's going to do. That's even worse usually, because our mind goes to the worst possible consequences. An aloof person might use his silence to make the other feel guilty, or as a means to force the other into doing what he wants. His silence becomes a form of blackmail, similar to that of the victim, or even similar to that of the intimidator. The threat here is that you're not going to get my attention until you give me what I want. So I think that you're probably getting a good idea now from all of this, how these roles work, and what our goal is. Our goal is to get free from the need to play these roles, and our goal also is to get free from becoming engaged with others into these roles. So one of the questions that we're going to address ourselves today is, what do I need to remember so that when I am in front of an intimidator or an accuser or an aloof or a victim, what do I need to remember so that I don't play the game? So that I let the ball be in their hands. I don't take the ball from them. I don't take that energy and respond to them in that way. I remain in the role of the adult, and how can I confront them with peace and with love and with clarity, even though they're shouting, even though they're crying, even though they're accusing, even though they're locked up in themselves. So the thing is to find the key belief. Now we're going to go back to beliefs and to emotional harmony, which makes me vulnerable to this game, vulnerable to this behavior. So that when I have an intimidator in front of me, I lose it. And I start becoming aggressive myself, or I start crying, or I become fearful, and I'm not able to be clear, I'm not able to be relaxed, I'm not able to be loving. So there is some belief there which is making me vulnerable. Now, the belief concerning the intimidator is that I am in some danger. Okay. I am in danger. If I can get free from that belief and realize I am not in danger here. He is shouting, he is screaming, he is intimidating, he is threatening, but I am not in danger. That's very important to remember. Okay? Now, in order to believe I am not in danger, I may have to move towards some spiritual concepts, such as there is a divine plan, or I am immortal, or I may not be able to find that security without resorting to some spiritual perceptions. If I can, fine. But real security can be had only when we accept some spiritual truths. Otherwise, our security will not be too strong. The other thing I need to remember when I have an intimidator in front of me is that he is unhappy. And that he is fearful that his needs are not going to be fulfilled. And that is why he's threatening. He has resorted to threatening because he's afraid that he's not going to get what he wants. What does he need? He needs affirmation. He needs control. He needs some services from us. What does he need? He needs something, and he's afraid he's not going to get it, and so they start shouting. You see? So he's afraid. So if I can remember these two things, that this person is afraid, this person is unhappy, and whatever he says, I hear only, look at how unhappy I am. When I can remember this, and when I can remember that I am not in danger, then I can face this person in a relaxed and loving way. Start asking him some questions, helping him, and communicate what I'm feeling as an adult.